Before I begin my message, I'd like to read a true parent's words. This is from 천성경, book 11, chapter 5, section 1, number 30. After God created all things in heaven and on earth, He was to have welcomed Children's Day centering on Adam and Eve. If He could have welcomed Children's Day at the time, then He would have gone on to establish Parents' Day, the day of all things, and God's Day. In light of this, what is Children's Day all about? It is the day when we can be victorious as children and reach the position of universal glory. However, because the human ancestors fell, ever since the time of Adam, not even one person has entered the glorious state that God would have permitted them to enter, had they succeeded in aligning themselves with God's will. Until that day, the purpose of history has been to restore humankind or to save humankind by pulling them back and placing them in the original position where they were at the beginning. This has been God's providential history of restoration. We should not celebrate Children's Day simply because it is a day different from other days. Children's Day is when we children celebrate that we, who due to the fall, could not enter the state where we could partake in God's glory, can finally, for the first time in history, abide in the state where we can participate in His glory. Aju? Amen. And I'd like to read one more word. This is a True Mother speech at the 2017 Global Rally for the Peaceful Reunification of the Korean Peninsula on November 11th in Korea. Today, we have provided this event which can deeply move heaven at a time when this nation's fate is at stake. Many religious leaders and members of the clergy, around 400, have come here from all continents, and 100 people came from America for the ACLC choir. I'm truly very thankful for that. When we look at the world today, we see many problems. Though we try to overcome these problems, we cannot find answers through human efforts and strength alone. The future is bleak. Through the First World War and Second World War, we saw cruel and horrible realities. That was why the UN was founded, with the determination that all nations must unite. 72 years have passed since the UN's establishment. However, many difficult problems still need solving throughout the world. We stand in a maze, unable to unite. For the religions that lead the world today, it is the same. Especially in the Christian civilization sphere, people say that if you believe in God and believe in Jesus, you will go to a good place. But we must not stop with a faith alone. We must think of how we can attain God, our Creator, in our families, societies, nations, and the world. Amen? Amen. Aju. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Happy True Children's Day.
Happy Children's Day.
And happy Kechonjeol. Kechonjeol is Korean. Yes, in English translation is a Foundation Day for the Unified Nation of Heaven and Earth. Originally, yesterday, heavenly calendar, October 1st, was the real true Children's Day. And tomorrow, Heavenly Calendar, October 3rd, will be the real Kechanjol. But for the sake of convenience, today we are celebrating these holidays together. Well, as you watch the live webcasting in Korea, True Mother had a successful rally. I mean the 2017 global rally for the peaceful reunification of the Korean Peninsula at Seoul World Cup Stadium. So I'd like to take this opportunity to give a brief report about this rally in Korea. Are you ready? Okay. The official schedule started from evening banquet on November 10th because most of the participants arrived on November 10th. For this rally from America, around 200 ACLC ministers joined, and from UPF 200, and many choir members. True Mother mentioned 100 ACLC choir members joined this rally. Okay, who is he? Do you know who he is? Who is he? Yes, Bishop Noel Johns. As you see, Bishop Noel Johns, City of Refugee Church, Los Angeles, is one of the mega church, right? They participated in this rally. As you heard, thank you. As you heard now, Los Angeles COP is preparing 1,000 people's rally with Bishop Noel Johns. Well, I heard that he participated in True Parents Rally in Las Vegas, and he already had a chance to hear True Father's word before. But amazingly, for him, this was the first visit in Asian countries. I don't know why. He may have some, fear to Asia. So far, many Asian Christian churches try to invite him to their countries, but he declined politely every time. So, for him, this was a great challenge. In order to invite him to Korea, Naoko-san and Reverend Tengan and Kodan Sisters and LA Carve worked so hard. Of course, national headquarters also helped a lot. Why don't you give them a big round of applause? Thank you. Unfortunately, he couldn't stay with us for the whole schedule in Korea due to his medical treatment. But I heard that he had a very good impression toward our movement and True Mother. According to Reverend Tengan and Naoko-san, while he stayed in Korea, they could have a good chance to be with him. In Los Angeles, he has many staffs and entourages, so they couldn't get in their inner circle. Whenever they visited the church, always he was surrounded by his staffs, right? So no space. But in Korea, Reverend Tengan and Naoko-san were the only people whom he could rely on. No staffs and no entourage. So they felt that now they could enter the inner circle. Bishop Noel Johns, he didn't prepare his winter jacket and coat. November is winter season in Korea, so cold, right? So Reverend Tengan borrowed Mr. Keith McCarthy's quote and gave it to him. And he had no problem while he stayed in Korea. So, this event was sponsored by ACLC and UPF together. But many religious leaders joined this rally from Asia, Europe, the Middle East, Latin America, and so on. About 70 countries from all around the world, Judaism, Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism, Shintoism from Japan, Confucianism, etc. So, and on November 11th, we joined the rally with 80,000 people at the Seoul World Cup Stadium. Actually, we had a rainy day at the previous day. So usually in Korea, during winter season, if it rains, the next day we always have a cold weather. That's why I really worry about the mobilization due to the cold weather. Even when I check up the weather, the temperature will drop. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's a really big trouble, right? Yeah. But amazingly, the whole stadium was filled with people during the program. And even many buses couldn't find the parking places. So many people couldn't come inside the stadium. Well, later, I heard that 40 United Korean Christian denominations, including the big Christian megachurches, had a national prayer rally in the Olympic Stadium on Sunday, the next day of our rally. I heard that they pushed the Korean government not to support our rally, but they couldn't fill up the stadium, and just 20,000 people gathered there. You know, one mega church, the total whole congregation is almost 100,000. But 40 churches they prepared this event together, but they couldn't fill up the stadium. Why? They don't like such a this kind of program together. Just for their own church, they can fill up, no problem. But working together, no. So in this sense, they are very very selfish and self-centered thinking. That's the problem of the Korean, Christian church. And at that time, True Mother emphasized that now how we can attend God in our families, societies, nations, and the world to solve worldwide problems. And she explains God's providence and mission of Korean people and religious leaders from all around the world for reunification of Korean Peninsula. And, okay, so many people, right? Mm. And as you see, every morning we had a prayer meeting at hotel. We stayed at the Lotte Hotel, Chamsil Lotte Hotel. There, every morning we had a prayer meeting with diverse religious leaders. I think, I think this is Shintoism, from Japan. Buddhist monk, he offers some prayer. We could experience other religion, and we could respect and understand each other very deeply. And he's a Jewish Levi. Yeah, he gave some word. And on Sunday morning, ACLC clergies and ministers visited our local churches, and they gave a sermon to our members. I heard that many of them visited Cheonbokgung Church, headquarter church in Seoul, with ACLC choirs. You know, the Korean church worship service style is very calm and solemn. But these ACLC clergies and ministers showed American-style service, energetic, dynamic, and exciting Sunday service. My father joined the Cheonbokgung Church in the service, and then he told me, oh, it was a real revival. Yeah. These photos showed some ministers visit a local church, Gwangju, Jeonnam Province. My cousin's sister joined the service, and she said, you know, ACS minister's message was so wonderful, and she was so inspired. On November 13, on Monday morning, all the religious leaders gathered a big ballroom, and they shared the peace messages under the name of the Interreligious Association for Peace. And in the afternoon, True Mother invited these leaders to Cheonjanggung Museum, and we had a photo time with True Mother. And we had a chance to look around the museum. Unfortunately, taking a photo is not allowed there, so I cannot show them, but they displayed True Parents' wedding suits and dress, shoes, and so on. Very historical items. And also they displayed many gifts from each continent. Well, I couldn't help take this photo. Do you know why? Do you know why? When I was a continental director of the Middle East, I offered this ceramic Hanukkah menorah, a Jewish 9-branched candelabrum. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. Mm.
Good job.
Thank you. And then we had a beautiful closing banquet with True Mother. During this banquet, Archbishop Dr. Johannes Adanga, who is the president of the Apostolic Churches Council of Zimbabwe, gave a special thanks to True Mother. Now, he is leading 8 million followers. And he promised to bless 40,000 couples in Zimbabwe this year. And become a filial son of true parents. Isn't that amazing? When I heard his speech, I cannot feel much difference between him and our church members. Yeah, just like our children, child, son. He told mother, the true mother, please, true mother, please treat me like your son. I could feel his sincere heart. So even though it is, when he gave some speech and message, even though it is a short message, he showed his best respect and love to parents. Brothers and sisters, on coming December 16, Saturday, LA COP will have 1,000 people's rally at City of Refugee Church. Dr. Kim said, our country director, this is not a local event, but a national event. That's why even headquarters supports this event a lot. Please collect our cheongsong and prayer for the victory of this rally. Amen? Amen. Now, one Korean UPA graduate and 5 Japanese Chanilguk missionaries came from Las Vegas to support this rally. Why don't you stand up? A Japanese missionary? Yeah. That's all? Okay. Thank you very much. Let's encourage our young men and young women to offer glory and victory to God and true parents. Amen? Amen. Aju, thank you very much. God bless you all.